December 5th, 1945. On a perfectly clear afternoon, 5 U.S. Navy planes take off from Florida. None of them will ever be found. The sun is bright. The ocean below is calm. There is nothing unusual about this day. Nothing that suggests 5 military aircraft are about to vanish forever. At 2:10 p.m., 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers lift off from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale. This is a familiar training corridor, mapped, flown, and trusted for years. Their mission is simple: a routine training exercise. No combat, no danger. Just another flight meant to train young pilots who survived the war, only to now prepare for peace. This flight would later become known as Flight 19, the incident that would cement the dark reputation of the Bermuda Triangle. Leading the group is Lieutenant Charles Carroll Taylor, age 28. Taylor is not a rookie. He is a decorated World War II pilot. He has flown combat missions over the Pacific. He has more than 2,000 flight hours. He is now a flight instructor. If anyone can bring these men home safely, it is him. The rest of the squadron is made up mostly of student pilots. Many of them have barely 30 hours of flight time. They trust Taylor completely. The flight plan is straightforward. First, they fly east towards the Bahamas. They will drop practice bombs over a shallow area called Hens and Chickens Shoals. Then they turn north, then southwest, and head back to Florida. Total flight time, 2 to 3 hours. Nothing complicated, nothing risky. The bombing run goes perfectly. The practice bombs are dropped. The crews joke over the radio. Everything feels normal. Then, around 3:40 p.m., something changes. Some of the pilots begin to feel uneasy. The water below looks unfamiliar. The islands don't match what they expected to see. Taylor's voice comes over the radio. He sounds confused. Soon after, a separate Navy squadron hears a strange transmission. A man is asking for a position check. His voice is tense. Other pilots try to help, but no one can tell where Flight 19 is. Then Taylor speaks. "Both my compasses are out," he says. "I don't know where we are." In 1945, without a compass, a pilot is effectively blind. This statement sends a chill through every listening ear. Back at Fort Lauderdale, ground control responds immediately. They ask him what he sees. Taylor replies that he believes he is flying over the Florida Keys, but he is not sure how far south. This makes no sense. If Taylor is over the Keys, then the squadron is flying in the wrong direction. Ground control urges him to put the sun on his left wing and fly north. That would take them back to the Florida coast. Taylor hesitates. He says he cannot find the sun. It is still daytime, but orientation is already slipping away. This is strange. The sky is still mostly clear. Ground control tries again. Other pilots offer help. Taylor refuses to change his radio frequency, even though his signal is growing weak. Instead, he changes course again, hoping to recognize something below. Time is passing, and fuel is disappearing with it. At 4:30 p.m., the weather begins to shift. Clouds move in, visibility drops, the sea darkens. The water below no longer looks like water. It looks endless. The inexperienced pilots begin to panic. You can hear it in their voices. They want to fly west. Taylor is unsure. He doesn't want to risk flying over the Gulf of Mexico. He orders the flight to head northeast instead. Fuel is now becoming a serious problem. At 5:15 p.m., Taylor announces they will turn west and try to reach land. 5 minutes later, he sends his final message to base. "We'll fly 270 degrees west until we hit land," he says, "or until we run out of gas." For over an hour after that, ground stations can still hear the pilots talking to each other. Their voices grow weaker, more desperate. At 6:20 p.m., Taylor gives his last order. "We'll have to ditch," he says. "When the first plane drops below 10 gallons, we all go down together." Then the radios fall silent. 5 planes, 14 men. Gone. But the tragedy isn't finished yet. The moment Flight 19 goes silent, the Navy launches a massive rescue operation. Aircraft scramble from bases across Florida. Ships move into the search zone. The ocean is scanned in every direction as daylight fades into night. Among the first to respond are 2 large PBM Martin Mariner seaplanes. These aircraft are sent to search for survivors. At 7 p.m., the 2 rescue planes split up to cover more ground. 30 minutes later, one of them sends a routine radio check. Then, nothing. That aircraft also vanishes. Now 6 planes are missing. For the next 5 days, the Navy carries out one of the largest air and sea searches in history. Over 300 aircraft fly more than 900 missions. Ships comb the surface of the ocean. Crews search day and night. They find nothing. No wreckage, no oil slicks, no life rafts, no bodies. When the search ends on December 10th, the mystery is complete. The Navy announces its conclusion: pilot error. According to the official report, Lieutenant Taylor made a navigational mistake that led the flight away from Florida and out over the open Atlantic until fuel ran out. Many people reject this explanation. Taylor was experienced. 4 of his pilots were veterans too. How could they all get lost on a clear day? Why did multiple compasses fail? Why didn't the other pilots disobey Taylor and fly west on their own? As questions pile up, rumors begin to grow. Stories emerge claiming the ocean looked wrong, that the planes flew into white mist, that UFOs were seen. Some claim the radio transmissions were edited to hide the truth. None of this is supported by official records. But by the time facts arrive, fear has already taken hold. But fear spreads faster than facts. In the years that follow, Flight 19 becomes the most famous case linked to the Bermuda Triangle. Books, documentaries, and theories turn the incident into legend. Yet when investigators strip away the myths, a grim and human explanation remains. Navigation in 1945 relied heavily on a method called dead reckoning. Pilots used time, speed, and the sun to estimate their position. It was unreliable, especially for young navigators. None of the planes had built-in clocks. Watches varied. Cloud cover increased. The sun became difficult to track. Investigators believe Taylor made one crucial mistake after the bombing run. Instead of turning north-northwest as planned, he likely turned northeast. This placed the flight over Great Abaco Island instead of Grand Bahama. From the air, the islands look nearly identical. Later, when Taylor turned southwest, he flew over a chain of small islands that resemble the Florida Keys. This explains his radio message. He truly believed he was over the Keys, and therefore thought Florida was west of him. In reality, Florida was behind him. When he ordered the flight west, they flew deeper into the Atlantic Ocean. The other pilots likely suspected the mistake, but panic, confusion, and military discipline kept them from breaking formation. They trusted Taylor to the end. As fuel ran out, the planes were forced to ditch at sea. The TBM Avenger was notoriously difficult to land on water. Many likely broke apart on impact. Survivors, if any, would have faced darkness, rough seas, exhaustion, and sharks. As for the missing rescue plane, witnesses aboard a nearby ship reported seeing an explosion in the sky at the exact location and time it vanished. The Martin Mariner was known for fuel leaks. A mid-air explosion is the most likely cause. 2 tragedies, one night. No monsters, no portals, no aliens, just human error, poor conditions, and the unforgiving ocean. And yet, more than 80 years later, Flight 19 still feels unsettling. Because even when the mystery is explained, the silence they left behind has never been filled.